I'm Carl Azuz. Thank you for starting off your week with CNN 10. Going to work. On the first Friday of every month, the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics releases what's known as the Jobs Report. It's closely watched by economists, business leaders, investors, and politicians because the report gives a sense of how the U.S. economy is doing. For the month of October, whose jobs information came out last Friday, the government says the U.S. economy added 250,000 jobs, better than what analysts and economists expected. Most of the new jobs were in the fields of healthcare, manufacturing, construction, as well as transportation and warehousing. The unemployment rate is a percentage of the U.S. workforce that doesn't have a job. The report says it stayed the same in October as it did in September at 3.7%. That's the lowest it's been in 49 years, which is good news for workers and the economy. The report also found that average wages increased. That's significant because while the number of jobs has been growing for years now, wages have been a sticking point because they haven't kept pace. In October, though, the Labor Department says wages grew by 3.1%. That's their fastest pace in 9 years. With the U.S. midterm elections set for Tuesday, President Donald Trump, a Republican, called the jobs report incredible and said Americans should keep it going by voting for Republicans. Senator Chuck Schumer, a Democrat, said the numbers will mean little when average Americans see their health care costs go up because of Republican actions, so he wants people to vote for Democrats. Regardless of where folks stand politically, one interesting side effect of strong jobs growth is the challenge it creates for companies to get people to work for them. Consider what retailers are doing to attract seasonal or temporary workers with Christmas less than 2 months away.
This is JCPenney's Manhattan flagship store, and I can tell you the strong U.S. jobs market is delivering a major challenge to retailers like this as we head into the holiday season. Stores like this one and many others like it had to launch an aggressive marketing campaign to sell their seasonal jobs. They had to provide incentives, and they even held a special hiring event to try and draw the crowds.
You can do overnight for me?
Yes, I will.
Outstanding.
For Joe Cardamone, manager of JCPenney's Manhattan flagship,
Congratulations. Welcome.
the relief at seeing this turnout is palpable. This day could make or break his holiday season.
Because it is a tight job market out there, so for most JCPenney stores, it's getting ahead of the other retailers.
JCPenney held its second ever nationwide hiring event in mid-October, hoping to attract 39,000 people. And there's a new incentive, a chance to win a free vacation.
It's a dogfight out there, and I think whatever incentive you can give a new associate to stay around with you will always help.
A dogfight because this is not just the tightest labor market the US has seen in almost half a century, it's also set to be one of the busiest shopping seasons in years. Consultancy firm Challenger Gray & Christmas has so far recorded more than 700,000 job announcements, the highest since they began tracking in 2012. And one of the biggest dogs of all, Amazon, just upped the stakes even further, offering a $15 minimum wage to all employees. Stores are really having to sell themselves. Target, for example, is offering $12 an hour and a $500 gift card for randomly selected employees in an effort to hire 20% more people this year. And Macy's says most of its seasonal hires will be eligible for a new bonus program. And it's not just the retailers.
First of all, thank you for coming.
Shipping giant UPS has rebranded its seasonal hiring event Brown Friday, promising the chance of a permanent career.
We started planning for holiday season 2018 the day after holiday season 2017. We certainly anticipated that the unemployment rate was likely to go down and it was going to be even more competitive.
So I'm going to ask you 4 questions.
Another hiring trick is to target existing customers. 57-year-old Maritza Virouet found out JCPenney was hiring from a notice on her receipt.
Well, I shop here frequently. Now for the holidays, I can stop in and spend my money here too at the same time.
She'll be working in customer service, the front line of a festive shopping frenzy. Well, frenzy is the word. Consumer confidence is also at an 18-year high in the US, so people are going to be doing more shopping this holiday season. Stores like this simply can't afford not to have enough people in place to sell all of that Christmas merchandise. And the pressure isn't letting up. Amazon's $15 an hour minimum wage came into effect this week. Now, JCPenney wouldn't tell us if they're spending any more paying their seasonal associates more this year, but UPS did tell me that they are looking at raising their starting wages in markets where the unemployment rate is lower than the national average. So the latest jobs report, good news for employees, but a major challenge for employers.
10-second trivia. What is the Earth's longest mountain chain above sea level? The Rocky Mountains, the Andes, the Caucasus Mountains, or the Himalayas? Stretching thousands of miles along the west coast of South America, the Andes are the world's longest continental mountain chain. One of the countries they traverse is Peru, whose dramatic topography includes both the Andes and the Amazon rainforest. Moving around here, especially on Peru's unpaved roads, can be tough. And though the nation's economy has improved in recent years, almost a third of its people still live in poverty. That's something that Dr. Ricardo Punchong is helping address. He's a CNN hero, one of the top 10 CNN heroes of the year. You can vote for your favorite at cnnheroes.com. And you can see what Dr. Punchong has done right now.
When the kids of our countryside have a serious medical condition, they have to come here to start their medical treatment. We have people that come far from Lima. The journey, it's very difficult. Imagine having this trip with a kid with cancer. They see a lot of traffic, a lot of people. It's very expensive to stay here. They don't have enough money. They feel helpless, really alone. I am a doctor. When I was making my medical training, I saw many people sleeping at the hospitals. I always have that picture on my mind. Judges! I decided to open a free shelter to help sick kids and their moms to continue their treatments. Hola! They can stay in our shelter as long as they need. Eso! The shelter gives families a place to sleep, food to eat, and a lot of loves. Aquí, ese árbol. I want them to use their imagination to play, muy bien, to jump, to sing, and feel that we are alive. I just want to make them laugh, and I want these kids to enjoy life because life is very beautiful. We make sure that the kids get to their medical appointments.
Mi hija María tiene leucemia. Los doctores querían que María se quede un año acá en Lima para su tratamiento. Si no fuera por la fundación, no sé qué sería de nosotras. Ya me embarazo, ya voy a cumplir 7 meses. En el albergue, como que esté en mi casa, como que siento, dijeron, no te preocupes, tú puedes estar el tiempo que sea necesario con tu hija.
I want each and every one of them feel special. I want them to know that they are not alone. The kids inspires me every day. They are fighters, warriors. Really, they are heroes.
You're likely to spot a striking-looking mandarin duck in Eastern Asia or some parts of Europe. You're not likely to see one in New York City's Central Park. But that's where this one is, swimming peacefully alongside more commonplace ducks and captivating New Yorkers. It's not from a zoo, according to a ranger with the city's Parks Department. He says it was most likely kept as a pet, and as long as it's able to eat and fly, they're just going to let it be. After all, if it looks like a duck, swims like a duck, and quacks like a duck, you don't need to canvass back and forth, wandering and whistling in hopes of spotting an uncommon duck to fit the bill. You can just call on the one who's Mandarin Central Park, and if he doesn't duck the responsibility, he may just start a dynasty. I'm Carl Azuz, quacking duck puns for CNN.